Hello and welcome to Mr. Rock's 17-year anniversary of songwriting with your host, Mr. Rock. Like to give a big shout out to King the Randoms, Mickey Minx, Rob himself, Rufus Red, my Fox Kids brother, Hell Groganis, my Broganis, Miss Kiwi Gaming, Sinistar, and the rest. Hope everyone's doing well out there in the wonderful world of YouTube. But yeah, this is going to be a video literally me talking about my songwriting and all that stuff. So, yeah. But before I get into it, I just want to make sure that technically this thing's working. Because yesterday I had technical problems. So I want to make sure there's no technical problems on my end. Hello, Dork. Hope all is well. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have technical problems. Okay. So yeah. Oops. Literally just almost had a technical problem. So yeah. I accidentally had the volume up on my tablet. So yeah. My first song, literally done 17 years ago, was called Grim Reaper, Gremreaper, and it was literally a punk rock metal song. And it was pretty much the most evilest shit I ever wrote, pretty much. And it did make a lot of sense when I wrote the song. So that was my first song. In my first year, I did about maybe 4 songs. That's it. I did Grim Reaper. I did a song called Heat. I did a song called Face the Sabbath. And I'm trying to remember the last one. But yeah, it was literally small. I didn't do very many songs in my first year. It wasn't until 2008 where I broke out and I did like 50 songs. And I was impressed when I did 50 songs. And yeah. Um, when people literally ask me what is the hardest song I've ever done, it's got to be the Jesus Priest dedication song. Most songs usually take me about 40 minutes to an hour to literally do. No joke. I can literally pretty much write the lyrics to a song in about 20 minutes, and then the rest of it literally about 20, 40 minutes tops. So, and the Judas Priest dedication song took me about 4 hours to do, um, because I literally did songs based on Judas Priest songs. So I would literally so I was taking their songs and putting it into a whole entire song. Like, for instance, it went Judas Priest is the green sinner. If darkness holds everyone that speaks. Fear the Reaper, rock forever. It's a victim of change. You know? And that one was the hardest for me to do because of how many songs I actually had to go and play around with the catalog of Judas Priest songs. Um, Other songs I did over the years, I did Starvin' Marvin, I did Marty Hardy, I did The Kisser. Um, the Kisser is actually based on my life. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I did a song. I dated a girl when I was 4. She came to my front door. She cried out for me because she wanted some more of The Kisser. I dated a girl when I was 4, pretty much. By some people know the story. I literally have told it before. But yeah, had something to do with Butterfinger chocolate bar. That's all I'm gonna leave at that. But yeah. Um, so that's a true story. Uh, the song that came to me in a dream was Dr. Candy. I remember literally freaking sleeping and then waking up, and Dr. Candy was literally playing in my head in a dream. And I remember the dream very well. I opened up for ZZ Top and everything else, and it felt like it wasn't a dream, but it was a dream. And I literally took that song word for word from a dream and put it into reality, you know. And it goes, the nurse calls in, Dr. Candy, yeah. If your name is Sandy, if your name is Mandy, if your name is Brandy, I'm Dr. Candy, you know. And it was just word for word pure songs. Um, and then I did songs like Sweet Sad Satan. A lot of people don't understand where that song came from. If you ever played Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven backwards, and I mean actually play it backwards, you can actually hear the lyrics "Sweet Sad Satan" in it. It sounds muffed, but it actually comes out clear if you actually have a distorter, which I did at the time. It comes out "Sweet Sad Satan," and that's why I wrote that song. Um, I did songs like "Yell for Satan's Bells," that was great. Um, and this is what this is what this video is. It's me listing the songs that I find great that I did over the years. Um, I did another song called "Money Are My Bullets." That was great. Um, you know, and that was like a Leonard Skinner song. Pretty much almost ripped off Leonard Skinner, but in a way, I didn't. And, like it was kind of like what's that song? All Summer Long, where technically they ripped off Leonard Skinner, but I sort of did it in a way, in my own teak fashion. Um, I'm Mad, I'm Worldwide. Was a great song that I did, which went like, I was driving, no, not I haven't slept in days. I had to pedal to the floor and give the finger away. I drive by to the local store, I shoot the place up and kill the whore. 'Cause I'm mad and I'm worldwide, yeah. Like, that was a great song. When I was writing these songs, it was hit after hit. Now, some people literally ask me, do I still write songs? No, I stopped in 2021, roughly. I just didn't feel like I was doing it. I was actually taking a year off here and there, and I just didn't care for it anymore. You know, uh, like there was one year I did literally like 300 songs in one year. No joke, I actually did, and and at the time it was just getting tedious, and that's pretty much why I retired at 862 songs. Um, all my songs are literally on my Instagram. In a way, all the lyrics are. The actual songs themselves are over here in that case over there. Which, okay, there it is. That wine cooler thing box. That's where they are. Where the chairs are. But yeah. Um, but yeah. Back to it. I did disco songs with Groove Drive Do the Hustle. I did Disco's Back. Um, I was one of the first people to really ever do a backwards song in forwards. I did a song called Nis Raff and Nis. The song goes backwards and then it goes forward and then backwards again. And it was one of the most confusing songs to write as well. But when I pulled it off, I knew I had something. And I didn't just do that one song. I did a couple of them, to be honest. I just can't remember every single song. I think I did another song called Ronnie Seiju as well, um, and other songs like that. Um, but yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Me literally talking about songs and all that stuff. If you guys have any questions about my songwriting or how it ever became, feel free to ask. Um, I'm here to literally help. But how it really became, in a way, is because after I was done the wrestling business, in a way, and that was back in 2006. I was done the wrestling business February 10th, 2006. I was kind of literally on the edge. I didn't know what to really do. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what to do. And my dad was already a freaking rock and roller. He was already playing with Alice Cooper and a whole bunch of other bands. So I literally said, you know what? I'm going to take a freaking stab at this. I'm going to literally try to write some songs. And I'm not joking. My first songs sucked. I do not like my first songs that I wrote. I know some people liked them. I remember my friend Bryce telling me that I had talent and everything else. I actually wrote a song for Bryce. called Smash Your Ice Pipe. And I remember writing this song, and I remember literally, he was a big fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter. And I wrote the song, I sold it to him for $50. No joke, I sold him the song. Bryce, if you're watching, I know for a freaking fact, it's the truth. But yeah, Bryce was literally one of the worst freaking rappers I ever heard. And it's no joke. He was a white guy trying to be a rapper, and it didn't work out for him. And when I sold him the song, he literally performed the song, and I put my head over my head and just went, oh my goodness. I just did that. But yeah. Um, because he used to even rap about Cheese Whiz. And it made me, and it became really stupid with him after years. I do remember him doing that. And Ketchup. But yeah. Um, But yeah, let's go back to the other thing. But yeah, that's the reason why I got into songwriting in the first place, was because I wanted to take a stab at what my dad did, you know. And eventually, it wasn't until literally 2008, 2009 where I actually felt like I actually beat my dad. That I knew that I actually can write better music than my dad ever did. And there was one song. This was the song that literally blew my dad, my mom, everyone away. And I'm not joking. It was stuck in my goddamn head for literally almost a month. No joke. And that was a song called Killer Miller. And when I literally did this song back in 2009, I did not know that it literally freaking was going to get stuck in my head. And honestly, I'll do a couple verses of the song right now. But at the end of the day, if you want me to do the whole entire song, I will have to go grab it from the box over there. Maybe one of these days, maybe I'll try to even go through the box of songs. Maybe one day, and actually read them out. But yeah, it goes, I'm just mad about Psych Wolves. Psych Wolves mad about me. I'm just mad about Psych Wolves. Look at all the people I see. They call me Killer Miller. That's right, Slash. They call me Killer Miller. That's right, Slash. And nurses and doctors ask me, do you want to be set free? My evil plan was to go on a killing spree. They call me Killer Miller. That's right, Slash. They call me Killer Miller. That's right, Slash. And when I wrote that song, in a way, and that's as much as I'm gonna do right now because I can't really remember the whole entire song. But yeah, but when I wrote that song, my mom, my dad, everyone was literally going, "Holy crap!" You know, this song literally kicked ass because I actually wanted to do that song into a horror movie. I really did. And honestly, it actually goes more evil and metal than what I just did. I was sort of just literally playing it off, but it actually goes more evil and metal than what I was doing. Um, but yes, I actually want to do a horror movie based on it. I pitched the idea to my dad back in literally 2010 in a way about doing a horror movie for it. And then shit happened. My dad, like everyone knows, my dad died, everything else. But yeah, I did pitch it to him because I wanted Chris to literally frickin' get on the phone and try to make this into a movie. That didn't happen. My dad was also fighting legal custody of my brother at the time as well, so he didn't have a lot of spare time. But there was that. Um, Other songs that I actually feel that I wrote that technically blew people's minds was the day I got challenged. I got challenged to write a song by frickin' Ryan Zed, aka Quinzar, is the person that she's going by now. But back in the day, it was Ryan Zed. I remember being at St. Vital Mall, and this person literally told me straight up, I want you to write the most effed up song anyone's ever seen. It only took me, I think, 25, 30 minutes. I wrote the whole entire song. And it was called Come in My Beer. And I'm not joking about this. I actually wrote the song. And I remember sending it to, I literally showed him the song. And he literally almost vomited right then and there. But at the end of the day, there's not too many people that would actually write a song called Come in My Beer and literally say, and because you got challenged. Like, I was challenged to write up the most effed up song. Because Ryan Zebb was the one that literally helped me understand my songs. I wrote all my songs myself. But there was sometimes I literally got a little bit confused on some of the songs. Like, sometimes I didn't understand where the note should go. And he made me understand what music was and literally was able to put the notes in proper place. And eventually, and thanks to him, you know, I was able to literally write a lot of my songs properly. Because when I first started out, I was not really good at it. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't good at it. Sometimes I had to re-edit my songs, and that's the one thing that kind of sucks when you're a songwriter. You're gonna be literally writing literally like a few times. You're not gonna be writing once. There's no way that you're gonna write a song once and be done, unless you literally are the greatest of all time. It will take you about maybe 2 to 3 takes of a song to literally get that freaking perfect pitch, perfect note, and actually be able to literally get it. You know. And one thing I'm going to tell you, a tip. This is a tip on how to write a song. Because some people have always asked me, well, I got writer's block. I don't know what to do. The best thing I can tell you is to go to a library. Pick out about 4 books. About 4 books. I'm going to tell you why you want 4 books. You're going to look at the words of the books. Pick one word from each book and make a title out of it. And then what you got to do is like literally freaking go into it. So it would be like the dark car of the night, you know. So, and then you can go, the dark car of the night, it fears for light. I see the light. I don't know. You know? And then you just go like that. That is my best advice if you ever were trying to write a song and you got writer's block, in a way. Because I've had writer's block a few times, and that's what I've always done. Go to a library, go to your local library, whatever, take about 4 books, and just write song titles. And I guarantee you, after you write down the title that you literally have, you will actually have a song. Guaranteed. It doesn't matter if the song's stupid or not. You might find it stupid, but other people might love it. Hey, look at Stairway to Heaven, in a way. A lot of Robert Plant didn't like that song, but it became a hit song. You know, so that's what I'm trying to tell you, people. You know, and never ever fear writing a song. That's the biggest thing I literally have, because I used to actually help train people to write songs. When I was in my day program, some people literally asked me, well, technically, you're so musical talented, can you help me write a song? And I would sit there with a couple people and help them write songs. You know, and that's the one thing. And here's one thing that I did not ever tell people. And this is one, and technically, this is the reason why I want to do this video as well. Yes, I've done 862 songs, but there's about another 40 or 50 songs out there in the world that I actually have done. I actually used to do songs on a computer way back in the day. That's what I used to do. I used to literally type up the songs on the computer. This computer broke, in a way. Shattered. I didn't save any of my freaking files or nothing like that. or onto a little like a USB stick, so I lost all that shit. But if I was to literally estimate how many songs I really have done, it would probably be right around 912 mark in a way. But a lot of people don't know that. You know, the only people that really know that is literally my mom, me, and a couple other people. But so yeah, and I would and some of the unreleased songs in a way. I remember doing a song about a dragon. I think it was called Fire of the Dragon or something like that. And I remember writing that song, and I remember just going on the computer, just typing it up. And I remember just going, wow, this is awesome. But I didn't save the damn thing, and I regret it to this day. All about those 40 or 50 songs. Um, some of the places that I actually wrote the most amount of songs was actually in the shower. I would literally have a shower, be singing a song out of nowhere, and I would literally just, after I'm done my shower, I would just grab a pen and paper and just start writing what I actually was literally saying, you know. And I must have literally have wrote probably about 400 songs in the shower. And that's no joke, you know. Another 150 I wrote in the library. And then the rest I just literally just did because I knew how, you know. Um, so, uh, if people were to ask me what is my favorite song I ever wrote, it's got to be the hardest song I ever wrote. Like I said earlier, the Judas Priest dedication song. And the reason why, because it was all based on Judas Priest songs. And I am a big fan of Judas Priest. And when I wrote that song and I literally freaking did it, I was impressed. Hello, Turning Point. Hope all is well. But yeah, um, maybe one day I'll do the top 100. Because a wise man once said, if you want to become famous, and I'm not joking, I'm not going to say who it is, but this wise person once said to me, and yes, he is a famous person. He said, if you want to become famous, you have to write at least 100 hit songs. I think I have more than 100 hit songs in my freaking playlist. I don't think all my songs are great. Don't get me wrong. I don't think all my songs are great. There's some songs I literally thought that were stupid over the years. I remember doing a song called Unicorn Rainbow or something like that. And I remember writing that song and I just went, what was I writing? And I also did another song called Face the Grenade. It was about a war song, but it did not go over very well when I wrote the song. I remember, and that's the thing about my songwriting. Sometimes I'll just sit there and write a song, and then the second time I'll just go, oh my goodness. Um, there are some songs, just like Pink Floyd, I actually wrote two-parters of. Um, I can't remember exactly what songs they were, but I do remember doing two-parter songs. Um, but yeah, um, there was literally one song that technically Sean Hyde literally helped me write. It was something to do about a train. He came up with the title. I wrote the song. But I literally give them credit because he came up with the title of the song. So I literally said, well, technically, you came up with the title, even though I wrote the whole entire song from scratch. And I literally said, okay. So Sean Hyde it in a way. Me and him had a fell out back last year, I think. We're no longer friends. But, um, but yeah, he did help me write a song and everything else. Um, with just the title. um, but did I really get a lot of help writing songs? No. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I would sit there and write songs myself, you know. And people will ask me, well, how did you learn how to write songs? Now, this is how I did it. When I was backstage back in the olden days, they used to leave these scripts of songs. Like when my dad used to go play and everything else, and I would sit there and read the script in a way sometimes because they'll leave it on the table and then the show wouldn't start for another hour or so because they'll be all practicing and doing rehearsals. So I would be sitting backstage. I'll just literally read the script. You know, like I read some of Alice Cooper songs. I read literally a whole bunch of other songs. You know, and technically, when you literally got a script of song in front of you, you're gonna have a little understanding about music, and that's the reason why I was able to literally figure it out over the years. You know, um, how many songs I wrote based on bands in a way? That would probably be about 300. Hello YouTube world sub. Hope all is well. But yeah, I literally and I've done songs based on bands like AC/DC, ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, uh, Judas Priest. I've done songs literally like based on even the Scorpions. I've done a song based on them. Um, and just what I did was I took their style and I tweaked it up a notch, just like how other people do it, you know. And but yeah, um, have I ever done a country song before? Yes, I've done a couple country songs in a way, because some people would ask me this because a lot of my songs are literally based on rock, heavy metal, stuff like that. So a lot of people would literally check and literally go, "Well, I don't see too many country songs." Um, I didn't do very many country songs, but I have done a couple in the past. Rap songs, like I said, I sold the rap song to Bryce called Smash Your Ice Pipe. I don't think I actually wrote too many rap songs, to be honest. I wasn't really like a fast writer. And what that means is like when you're writing rap songs, you have to literally write fast in your head. I'm not a fast writer when it comes to that. So, uh, and all talent that goes towards writing rap songs. Whoever wrote rap songs like Ice Cube, Tupac, all those guys, um, hands off to them, you know. But me, on the other hand, I just didn't feel like a niche for it for me. You know, it wasn't my strong calling. So I tried to stick to stuff that I knew and I knew how to do. Um, but my dad found, but people literally did find it weird. I remember my mom and dad literally finding it weird when I actually wrote my first disco song. Um, and they literally said, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, because you have to remember, back in the olden days, disco was dead in 1979, and one of my first disco songs was called "Disco's Back," like I said. And I remember writing that song, and my dad literally just nodded his head and went, "What the hell is this?" You know. But what's really weird is that he loved it. He loved the damn song. I remember him literally singing the damn song when we were driving, and I just went, "What the hell? Why are you singing my song for?" He's all like, "Because it's catchy as F." And I just went, "Okay." So yeah. Um, but with that being said, I think that's probably where I'm gonna probably leave the video. Um, in a way, I do have a glass right here, so I'm gonna cheers to you guys for 17 years. I just want to go do a video literally discussing how everything went and everything else. What was my top songs? Eventually, one of these days, I might do the top 100 songs. Don't hold me to that, though. Don't hold me to that. But maybe one of these days, I'll literally go through my songs and literally give you a top 100. I will not do all 862 songs. If I did that, that would be insane. But maybe a top 100. But with that being said, uh, here's to you. And if you guys were wondering what that was Jack and root beer. So yeah, Jack Daniels and root beer. So big shout out to YouTube World Sub for coming by, Turning Point and Dork, and to everyone else that watches this video. With that being said, I'll catch you guys with Maneater later on, probably next weekend. To be honest, it'll probably be next weekend. It'll probably be literally like next Saturday, is what I mean. And then next Sunday's video will be the top, I think 20 or 25, I think it is, any N64 games that Mr. Rock owned. So yes, so this month I'm going through the top NES, Super NES, and Nintendo 64. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, everyone.